All right, all right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Locker Room Sports. Glad y'all come by and make us a small part of your day. We got plenty to talk about today. We're going to look through Alabama and Auburn, Troy baseball, breaking down some of that news about those teams. Also, we got the one and only, the limousine riding, airplane flying, wheeling dealing, son of a gun, the
Hey,
Diamond
y'all.
Dan's in the house.
You doing all right, man? It's been a while.
Yes, sir. I know, man. What's up?
Nothing much. Getting close, isn't it? About 2 more months. Well, less than that.
Yeah,
About 6 weeks. We'll be on regular, won't we?
yeah. We ain't got
Probably
long at all.
6, 7 weeks, maybe. After the
Uh,
fourth, right?
yeah, yeah. We'll have
Like,
we'll do a complete rundown on everything from. We'll go back through these schedules, of course,
yeah,
and talk
yeah,
about them, and that kind of stuff. And we're glad y'all could. We're glad everybody could come by and hang out with us today.
yeah,
Also,
yeah.
high school schedules. Dean, I'm gonna intro a little bit on them, and he's gonna get into it and home and away, and maybe who's favored, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna look at last year's Super Seven winners and give
All right.
you opinion of if they could repeat. And because there's a lot
Okay.
of teams moved up and down, in this
I know.
classification.
I know.
So
Make
y'all
it
hang
hard to
on.
repeat.
It could be very hard to repeat.
Yeah.
Applecast, Spotify listeners, appreciate all you people. Let me put this right here. We're going to do. I was going to do all this that I'm doing right now. As soon as I click go live, I was going to intro the camera first and bring Dean in,
Hmm.
and poof, the camera went bonkers.
Just went bonkers. Right on time. I tried to call you the
Perfect.
other
Right.
day, but I was in a bad spot. I think it dropped it.
My phone has
It just
somehow it's
It
got
went straight to
into
voicemail.
yeah, my phone's got into some kind of encrypted message. And Zach, our wheelchair buddy from Piedmont, Zach.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, he tried to call and he called me on Messenger's like, Did you block me?" And I was like, "No, I don't even know how to block people especially on the phone." So I go in there and it's like my messages to people are encrypted. So
Yeah, I don't. What does that
I
mean?
don't know. So I had to go into settings. So I just talked to Bundy, Kevin Walker. I was talking to him,
Hmm.
just saying hey and checking in, seeing how everybody's doing. And I had to go in like to the settings and get out of this encrypted and go to like SMS message. I don't know, man. The phone is
It's
because I got a
getting
new phone.
worse. Well, I know 2 or 3 people I called last week. It went straight to their voicemail. They never got the call.
Yeah,
Uh, it's like their phone was turned off. Messages. I've got an iPhone 16 and it don't even show me. It tells me sometimes it don't even show me when I've got a message. I have to go into Messenger and I see where I've gotten a message.
yeah,
It
I
don't even
know.
tell me.
All right, everybody, y'all hit the thumbs up while you over here on the page. We sure would appreciate it. Let's jump right in, Dean. Let's talk about a little for about, give me about 30 seconds of your time here. State of Alabama is enjoying an incredible postseason run, culminating in a historic milestone for Troy and a sweep for Alabama and a heartbreaking exit for Auburn as they lose their second game last night to Ole Miss, taking them out. But a quick rundown for Super Regionals and the upcoming Men's College World Series schedule. Auburn Tigers season has ended yesterday. Postseason run ended after being swept 2-0 by Ole Miss in Auburn Super Regional at Plasma Park in Auburn. Game one, Ole Miss used a long ball to upset the number 4 national seed Tigers 6-4. Game two, Auburn held an early lead, but back-to-back home runs by the
I,
Rebels. In the eighth inning, Dean
I
handed
know.
the Rebels a crushing 5-3 victory, ending Auburn's season.
Well, Auburn had more hits than them. So I knew when I saw it, I said, well, they're having big hits. They're hitting
Yeah,
homers. So 3 home runs pretty much cost them that series.
yeah, they're it's hard. They had because they lost out on the first game there, so they had to run losers bracket, and that kind of gets into your pitching
Yeah.
depth. And
Yeah.
Auburn's got a good baseball team, but they're not. I mean, Alabama and Auburn. Let's just face it; they're not known for baseball. Okay,
No,
yeah,
no.
I mean they got some good
LSU
teams.
maybe.
We've been on some good runs and made one regionals before and one super regionals before, but to make real runs at baseball, the secret is pitching.
Hmm.
That's the secret. So now Alabama, one win away. They're playing at 8 tonight. I think 7 or 8. So the results for number 7 seeded national Alabama leads Tuscaloosa Super Regional 1-0 right now against St. John's. Game 1 pitcher Tyler Fay was dominant, and Justin LeBron, this kid, hey, this is LeBron kid, not LeBron James.
I think I said that LeBron.
He's out playing baseball for Alabama right now. He's retired from the Lakers. He had 2 runs that led the Crimson Tide to a commanding 8-0 shutout in front of a record-setting Sewell Thomas Stadium. It's 8,000 people, standing room only. Listen, the basketball team, Ace, the girls, all of them was there at the game. Outfield football team, all from Elijah Haven, talking about number 1 recruit for the 27 class quarterback was there. Trent Seaborn from Thompson, committed to Alabama. Seaborn. He was there at the game. The place was absolute pack and rocking. I'm sure it is right now. So that's where they're at. Game 2 is tonight. Well, it's today. Actually, they played. Game may already be over.
I wonder if they got rained out because, I mean, it's rained all day here. What about you out there?
Yeah, it quit for a little bit, but it's pouring down right now. Well, I have to check. Look at let me see here while we're looking at that. Let's see.
I know Jesse Hutchins had some golf stuff in Huntsville today, and they canceled it. So
it's pouring up here.
The rain just set in, so I didn't know if it was.
Bama's up 7-2 right now, Dean. In the top of the 8th, it is delayed. It looks like Bama's going to be able to take that series. That's what it is delayed right now for rain. 7-2. I don't know how college is, but in a lot of sports, you have to play at least 6 innings. So right. I don't know if they could cancel. And Bama's 5 runs up. I don't know if you have to see if you play 6.
Have to come back and play tomorrow.
Well, there's some stipulations, and I'm not the smartest tool in the shed to be able to tell those, but I can tell you that I'm pretty sure that if you're 6 runs ahead by the 6th, I thought, but I don't know how college is now. I know.
Well, I don't either. I'll be honest with you. I've never kept up with college baseball. I've been watching softball a little bit. Who's left in it? Who won that? Texas and Texas
I hadn't looked at it.
I don't even know who won it.
Let's finish up with Troy baseball. Making history out there, man. The Trojans, the results, Troy swept Little Rock 2-0, Dean, and the Troy Super Regional to advance to the College World Series for the first time in program history.
Wow.
Game 1, the Trojans blew out the game, opened up to a 12-2 blowout, powered by 4 home runs, including a grand slam by Jeb Boroff, Boroff, Boroff. Game 2, the Trojans had finished off the sweep with a comfortable 7-2 victory Saturday. So future schedules are as planned. Friday, the 12th, West Virginia will be at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, Nebraska. That's who they'll be opening and playing. If Alabama wins this series, finishes today, which seems like they are, they will join Troy in Omaha. So I'm going to have to see how the bracket kind of lays out with that, but I'm not completely sure. It's a possibility that Bama and Troy could play.
They say that's something to go see now. They say you need to have that on your bucket list, is the College World Series in Omaha. It's not all mine, I'll be honest, but I've heard from more than one. Even if you aren't crazy about it, it's still a great
something to see.
Yeah,
it's something to go see, something to go check out.
Right.
Now, let's you want to start with the bigger school, or you want to start with Knapp at Gillsboro, or you want to start with Cherokee County, or do you just start wherever you want to?
Well, I got it in order here. I've got CB, Spring Garden, Gillsville, Sand Rock, and CC. So we'll just do it. I had it in order. You sent it to me.
Okay.
So
you're going to start with Center?
I'm going to start with CB. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me add this right here. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. I got to roll. Where'd it go? Okay. Here's the intro for Cedar Bluff Tigers background. Cedar Bluff officially hired Cole Murphy as its program's new head coach, a former standout athlete at Gillsville. Murphy has strong roots in the county and previously served as assistant coach over at Spring Garden. So his opportunity could be that marks that Murphy's very first opportunity as a head coach. Local sports media had said out that official board approval happened just days before Cole turned 30, making it a perfect milestone for this young coach. Now, the challenges could be not quite as grueling as it was for Coach Crane as he just kind of, steps back from the head coaching position. But Murphy's Yes, Murphy's immediate task will be revitalizing a Tigers program that has historically been a small school playoff staple, but has struggled to find consistency here in the recent years. So now looking at their region, Dean, you fixing to get into their schedule. Cedar Bluffs, that region there, been a long last cycle testing in the waters for Class 2A, which my son and his group played through all that, and we got caught in the middle of a Fife dynasty. But they officially dropped back down to Class 1A. And this drop is a massive win for first-time head coach Cole Murphy, and it instantly reunites Cedar Bluff with its most historic and passionate local rivalries, which me and you appreciate. Cedar Bluff will join up with Spring Garden, Gainesville, Appalachian, Valley Head, and Woodville, and they'll also play Raglan on the map there. So this region provides an excellent foundation for Coach Murphy to rebuild the program. Instead of just grinding through that old 2A schedule against powerhouse programs like Fife and Pisgah, Cedar Bluff will get to play meaningful county rival games against Spring Garden and Gainesville. That will pack out local stadiums, be good for the gate, be good for concession stands. Region 80 is a highly competitive at the top, but it does give Cedar Bluff a much more realistic path back to the state playoffs.
Right.
Dean, take it away, brother. Take it away.
Well, like you said, Cole Murphy takes over. I don't know a lot about players coming back. I know the Miller twins are back. That would be Jamison and Jeremiah. I've heard rumblings that a young man named Fisher Young might be their quarterback. We got a lineman, Saul Jordan. I think that's Jason's nephew, Jason Mallets, and but outside of that, I don't know a lot of what they've got coming back. And before I get into this, and I don't want to create a buzz, well, it's going to create a buzz, but Caden Fife left Chattooga the other day.
Oh, see, somebody asked me that, and I don't know anything for sure. So whatever we're thinking, we don't know for sure. We
don't know for sure, but I know he did. He enrolled, unenrolled, or whatever, and but I've heard talk that he might come back to Cedar Bluff, might go to Center. I have no idea, or Cherokee County. I have no clue, and I don't even know if it's true about Chattooga, but I've heard it was. But we'll just have to keep an eye on that. But but if let's just say if he was to go to CB, that's a difference maker. For sure. And they open up a go-to West End. We've been there, Walnut Grove. They've been okay the last few years, but average at best. Then they go to Gaston. Now, I talked to Coach Murphy one day, and he said that Gaston has a big-time player coming in from Texas. His brother is the new coach, Randy Dupree. And he's got a brother that played out in Texas, and he's coming here. And according to the people I've talked to, he's a stud.
Yeah, the tailback. I've seen some videos of him. They had a spring, like a 7-on-7, and I did see some video of him running. Bro, he looks like a Mark Clifton or maybe a worm type. He's not as big as Tyrone. And shout out Tyrone, Cherokee County Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Coach
Hall of
Rat,
Fame.
all that bunch, Coach Rat and them, and Spring Garden people. So he's a little smaller than Tyrone wise, but I mean, man, he can bend. You know how Feb could run around the end and just bend away from people? This young man has that bend like a deer. Like he can run with his feet flat on the ground, but he can lean over. So shout out Coach.
Well, I heard he's going to make them a tough out. So then you play at home against Raglan, your third game. The only thing I've heard on Raglan is they've got a lot of players returning. They had a pretty good team last year, and they got a lot coming back.
Okay.
All right, then Cedar Bluff's open, and then they play Valley Head. Valley Head's young. Now, I've heard Valley Head will be good before long, but I don't know if this year is it. I don't know if they've got anybody transferring in or what, but overall, I think they're going to be fairly young. Eider, supposed to be a lot better, but still young too. Then they go to Spring Garden, which that's been a pretty good game some in the last few years.
Always Cooks Ragsdale bunch. Always
And
a good
in
game.
the few years, it's not been a good game. But Spring Garden, they got 2,000-yard rushers back, and Baker, and is it Ruark, Brady Ruark? So they're back. So I'm thinking Spring Garden's going to be decent. Woodville, from the word on the street,
Yeah,
best team they've ever had.
I've heard that too.
And you got to
Hey,
go
they
out
were tough.
there. So that's going to be a tough.
They were tough last year. Didn't Spring Garden
last year? Yes.
Yeah, didn't they go out there? It is.
They did. Then you got Appalachian. And I know you're like, wow, you're just saying the same thing about every team. Appalachian's supposed to be good again. Not as good, but
Right.
They still had a lot of guys coming back. And you know what? They go to the second or third round. They had one of the best players in 1A last year.
Yeah.
That got hurt. Then you go up to Gillsville in a county rivalry. Gillsville with a lot of players back. Their two leading rushers, Heinrich and Centel, both over 1,000 yards. That's not an easy. That's not an easy game.
Yeah.
Then you play at home against Sandrock, who brings most of their players back and has a guy that can sling it all over the field and's probably already thrown for 4,000 or 5,000 yards.
Hey, Alec Ashley.
Injury free, Ashley will be the all-time leading passer in Sandrock's history. Now I said injury free.
He could be. There's a possibility he could, because he ain't done yet. He's still got this year and another year. Another year.
I mean, he's already got 5,000. 6,000's the mark set by Luke McMeekin. So,
right.
And that's your last game. So
What's the county passing? What was Cody at, or some of his?
He had 6,900 is my under. No, but I think Cole Peace had the record on that, Matt. Which was, gosh, I'm wanting to say 73, 74.
Good Lord, Cole.
It was ridiculous. It was in the.
Could he could catch Cole if he just had, like, this year and next year, he just smoked it up and had like 2,800 yard seasons.
He could be the all-time leading passer in county history after this year, yes. Or by the time he's done, yes.
Yes, right.
But
on a good, steady, consistent basis, right?
Yes, but just looking at the schedule on the face value, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got six. You got 6 pretty tough games. I'm not saying that they can't win them. I'm just saying you got 6 that could go either way, in my opinion. I'm not going to state which 6, but you've got at least 6 that I think could be tough. And but they're fired up. Got a new coach, and a young guy. They got a few players returning with some experience. And I've heard word that Glean may play. We've heard for a long time if he would play, he would be special.
Right.
And but he just hasn't played. He's been special in basketball, and there's a small rumor that Fife's coming back. So Cedar Bluff could have more firepower than we think.
He could play with his brother there. Sean, all that.
Yeah. Now I've heard Sean, but I don't know if Sean's playing. But the quarterback, Young. He threw something last year towards the end of the year and looked pretty good. He's big, but as far as receivers and stuff, I just don't know a lot about Cedar Bluff yet. The only thing I've heard mostly is that numbers are going to be a little higher.
Okay.
But overall, I'm telling you, you've got a pretty tough schedule.
Well, at Gaston and knowing the tailback situation they got going, it'll be hard to adjust to. Raglan at a home is not going to be bad. You got an open week after that, and you get to come home again for Valley Head and Ider, which is two tough mountain teats. Coach Hammond, we love Coach Hammond, and his boys are going to come. They're going to tackle. They're not going to play two-hand tag. And then you got to go to probably it's built to be the biggest rival between from baseball from back in the day, and it turned over into football through my son's time playing there is Spring Garden from Coach Howard and what he built there. And
Yeah.
Going over there to play is not going to be easy. And then we know Woodville's going to have one of their better teams. Then they got to go the next week, the 9th, October 9th, over there. And then come home and play a good Appalachian team. And we hope that they can get through that 3-game stretch from October 2nd to the 16th.
And you finish with your 2 rivalries.
Then you got to go to Galesville and play Knapp and bunch, and they're going to be plenty fired up welcoming the Tigers to come over. And then you're going to finish regular season at 2A. Alec Ashley throwing it all over the place over there with good Lord, man.
So we both can agree that, Cole, you already know this. This is not an easy schedule.
No.
This is not an easy schedule.
Now, in comparison to the notes that I went through, yes, it'll be easier compared to trying to face, Fife and Pisgah, right? But it's not.
Right.
It's still not easy.
Well, you think that one's a tough schedule? Next? Listen to this one. All right, next we got Spring Garden led by Barrett Ragsdale.
Spring Garden. Yep.
And Draven Bowman. That were that's off head coach, head assistant, defensive coordinator, and you got offensive coordinator. You got all that wrapped up into one there. They start out with Gaston, but they do have him at home. And like I said, I don't know what Spring Garden's got back as a whole, but I do know they got Ben Baker and Brady Ruark back, and they both rushed for 1,000. Me and Matt like this Baker kid. He's just good.
Yeah.
I think he's excellent back. They got Gaston first off, and, obviously it'll depend on how they tackle against them with this back.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard a lot about this back. We actually don't know how good he is, but I'm assuming from what we've heard, he's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. Then you go to Sandrock, who they beat some, but there's been some good games over the last few years.
Oh, man, some good games.
And Sandrock's got a lot coming back. Mm-hmm. Then you Appalachian, okay, tough game. And you got Galesville, like we said.
They get the first 4 at home, so that's good.
First 4 at home. That is a plus for Spring Garden. You got 4 games you're going to have to play in right there, but they're all at home. Then you go to Ragland, who, like I said, we've heard got everybody back, including their good running back. Then you go to Pleasant Valley, who's had the best team they've had in school history the last 2 years. Now, I don't know much about Pleasant Valley, but I'm thinking they've lost a lot. I could be wrong, but I don't see them. They had everybody back year before last, and then they had everybody back again. I don't see them having everybody back again.
Yeah, some of those guys are going to be back because they were really young 2 years ago.
Some of them, and they got a good squad. They got a good squad.
The staff's great. They got a good staff, and they're going to be good.
Then you got CB. Then you got to travel to Valley Head. Then they're open. Then you got to go to Woodville, who beat you last year. You got to avenge that, which they'll be fired up for that.
Yeah.
Then you got Ranburne week 10.
Yeah.
So their schedule to me is just as hard or harder than Cedar Bluffs. I mean, it's
the non-region game to play Pleasant Valley is not that's it's like. Alabama's going to play an out-of-conference game. We're just going to play Ohio State. What? God dang, man. I mean, can we play somebody else?
Yeah. Hey, come on, man. Get us Arkansas Little Rock in here.
I know. Let me add this to it, Dean.
I think this schedule's harder than Cedar Bluffs.
Yeah, let me add this. Coach Ragsdale, been there a long time. They've really established itself as a consistent gold standard for small school football in the county. They just have. Now, while their neighbors are breaking in brand new head coaches, the Panthers bring the ultimate weapon into newly structured Class 1A Region 8. Continuity. The blueprint for the Panthers season revolves around the high-stakes county rivals and a clear path to a deep playoff run. Now, let's see here. Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be style of play. Their style of play. Okay, some of the spread style offense teams and higher classifications. Spring Gardens wins with old school smash mouth football and suffocating defense. The Coach Ragsdale and now Coach Bowman in 1A region ball. Now their physical style wears opponents down, and by October can make them incredibly tough to beat on Friday nights for Spring Garden.
Well, now I will say something about both these teams' schedules. Though they look tough, and you know it, and I know it, all these teams aren't going to be as good as advertised. There's going to have injuries. They're going to get down. They're going to lose games. They might be unmotivated at times. So to think every one of these teams is just going to be the best team they've ever had is unrealistic. But I will say this. There's a good outlook on about 8 or 9 teams on this schedule. I
Hey,
mean, a good preseason outlook.
also, no, and I know you didn't forget this, but that day right there, mark it on your calendars, October the 2nd, Spring Garden will welcome
Oh, yes,
former
CB.
former coach Murphy. That'll be
Yeah,
coming back
yeah.
to his school that he coached baseball, head baseball coach, and he helped with the football team there. So that's going to be
It'll be a good game. Should
well,
be a
yeah. I
good
mean,
game. I mean,
and it's
when you
his.
don't really pick winners and losers in the high school games, but I don't I
Well,
don't
coming
see
back
that
to
being
your
a
old school, man. I mean,
blowout either way.
while Cedar Bluff, just returning to 1A,
Mm.
and Galesville's in rebuilding depth. Spring Garden enters the year as a heavy favorite to win that Region 8. They're coming off back-to-back deep playoff appearances and possess the most established strength and conditioning program that they have there. There's a lot of continuity at Spring Garden. Is what I'm saying. You got kind of the
There he
same
is.
guys.
Yeah.
Even Draven's a kind of a new coach, but he went to school there. Like it's
He
not
went
it's
to
not
school.
new.
What's he, third,
Yeah,
fourth year there?
yeah, and it's not new for him to even be there when it was his first year.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
no.
so I
And I
kind of
think
like
they'll do
this.
well. I think they can do well, but it's not an easy road. It's a pretty big mountain, but we know from what we've seen out of them the last few years that they are willing to climb it. And like we
Oh yeah,
said, some of these teams won't pan out. And what I mean by that, you go through the schedule and you go, my God, 8 of these teams are great. Well, all 8 of them's not going to do great. And this boy from Gaston, we don't know, but he may be all they have.
yeah,
Uh,
right, yeah, yeah.
you
Because
know,
they've struggled for several years now.
yes.
They just have. We're
Yeah.
talking about at Gaston. That's Dupree, Coach Dupree, young coach, and the player, the tailback they got. I've seen some clips of spring stuff.
Oh,
Sheesh.
yeah. He's tough.
But it's going to be interesting to see. We'll go on to the next one here, but the
But on
chess match
paper,
is
both of those have tough schedules. Both
that
teams.
chess match that Murphy and Ragsdale. That's going to be fun. It's going to be kind of like Ole Miss and LSU. That game is going to fold out. Who you got next here?
I got the Gillsville Trojans led by Brian Knapp. Like we said earlier, they have their 2 leading rushers back. They got their top 3 tacklers back, which is Centel Heinrich and Jared Butts, which is Cruz's son. I've heard that possibly Shane Dodd's son, Hayden, may be their quarterback. I don't know that. That's just talk.
Rumors. Yeah.
Rumors, but they don't play the first week. Then they play Lindsay Lane. I don't know much about Lindsay Lane, but I do
Well, let
know
me break
this.
down Lindsay Lane for you, Dean. Let's all starts back in this 1964 when they started their school there. Quarterback Ramashad Mashana. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Now I know Lindsay Lane's had some good basketball teams, but I've not heard a lot about football. I think they'll be fine there possibly, and the other out of regions for Gillsville is Donahoe, who they've handled, and Verbena, who bad luck for Galesville. Verbena's best 2 teams since 1990 have been the last 2 years. But that has been a good matchup. But they got to go down there. But their schedule laid out as this. You got Lindsay Lane, then Valley Head. Then you got Spring Garden, Woodville, and Donahoe. So you got Spring Garden. You got Valley Head, Spring Garden, Woodville all back to back. Like we said, Spring Garden and Woodville supposed to be pretty solid. Valley Head a little young. Donahoe's still a little young. Then you got Appalachian. Then they're open again. Then they go to Ragland, who's supposed to be good. And then they rematch with Cedar Bluff again, which they haven't played in 2 or 3 years? Has it been 2? 2, I think.
2. Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
And then
2
they
years.
finish up with Verbena. Now, to me, this schedule's not as tough as the other two, but it is in the fact that Gainesville doesn't have a lot of high numbers. Like I said, Heinrich and Centel are their leading rushers, but they're also their leading tacklers. So you got to have these guys, and you cannot have an injury up there at Gainesville. I do see them getting some wins, but overall, they've got a tough schedule too. I mean, they've got Woodville, Spring Garden, Valley Head, Ragland, Cedar Bluff. And, I don't know about Donahoe, Lindsay Lane, and Verbena, but I'd say Verbena's okay. And they also got Appalachian. So you got some.
Lindsay
Got
Lane's, this is
some.
their first year to play football.
It may be. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't want to
yeah,
say that for sure.
Ben said it was their first year
Okay.
playing football. That's why we
So
don't know about
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say, but I think Gainesville would be favored in that. And Gainesville plays hard, and they played hard last year. They played really hard the year before, and they just don't have a lot of high numbers. But they got that tough schedule too. You got Woodville, Ragland, Spring Garden right there. Then Cedar Bluff, Valley Head, Appalachian.
They're getting Cedar Bluff, back on the schedule, which is what all the locals love. Battle of Highway 68. I've done plenty of videos and Instagram reels on it. Dean, the program Gainesville has endured rebuilding struggles over the last two seasons. Dropping prematurely into Class 1A Region 8 shifts the competitive dynamic. Coach Knapp faces a fascinating structure challenge. He must prepare his roster for a grueling county battle against the Spring Garden favorite team for that region here, while simultaneously playing the role of an experienced veteran trying to spoil the debut of first-time head coach and also former player at Gainesville, Cole Murphy, at Cedar Bluff. What about that?
This is just like what we talked about earlier. We said Spring Garden's got 8 tough games. Cedar Bluff's got at least 6. Same thing with the Trojans. I see 6 on there at least. I'm not going to name the 6. Y'all can probably figure it out. But you got 6, man. You got to be ready to play. And it's going to be tough.
Yeah, Coach Murphy and Coach Knapp are Coach Ragsdale and Coach Knapp, they're the OGs in the county now. Okay.
Yeah.
And lining up for this classification, Spring Garden will be over at Gainesville. That'll be a tough game for them, September 11th. It's going to have a, veteran type feel. 2 older coaches, they're both going to be prepared. They're going to have Coach Knapp's going to defend the field there at Roy Knapp Senior Field week 3. Immediately following up a non-region tune-ups against rivals like Sandrock. Now, all-time series history with these two teams. Record Spring Garden holds the commanding 5-0 over them as of right now. The defensive wall that Spring Garden set up for them to take this game on. Grand total of 22 combined points of Gainesville while rattling off these victories. Now, historical dominance sets up this ultimately prove-it moment for Coach Knapp. Be a great, like I said, 2 older guys that's been doing this a long time. I'm excited about this game, the stability of both programs. But, the power dynamic in the county, like I said, these are the 2 guys, Spring Garden and Gainesville representing their schools.
I've noticed something about Coach Knapp at Gainesville. You can usually depend on them, count on them being a little better than they're supposed to be because he gets 110 out of them. There's not much more he could get out of those guys. Right. And they, even though they do got 6 tough games or maybe even possibly 7, I'm not saying they're going to lose all 7. They could win 4 or 5 of those.
That trip we talked about, that week 3, season play. They're going to play this new team. It's going to be a good tune-up game for Coach Knapp. This Lindsay Lane, they've never played football, but then they're going to take off and go from out and play Coach Hammond, which they're always going to have. Like I said, Coach Hammond,
be a good matchup.
They're not going to not tackle at Valley Head. Okay, whether they're going to be great and be a region defender, I don't know, but I'm going to tell you, Coach Hammond is going to have them ready. Then he's got to come back down and then go to Spring Garden and then come home and play Woodville. that's a tough stretch, man. That
Now
that 3
that
weeks there
is
is
that
tough.
is. Now you heard Woodville was supposed to have their best team this time.
Yeah, I mean
I
that's
heard
what.
Appalachian's going to be good, but I'm sorry, and I don't mean to be negative, but I just find it hard to believe that Appalachian's going to be loaded every year. But they say they are. I mean, they've been pretty dang good here lately, and
Yeah,
I'm looking for them to be a little bit down. I mean, my gosh. And
when are they
Raglan,
going to be
like I
bad?
said, this is Raglan's hitting their stride here, supposedly. So, tough schedule. That's 3 teams. That's 3 tough schedules to me
Yeah,
for all of them. Like I said, and like I said earlier, and I don't want to keep repeating myself. On paper, it looks very tough. Some of the teams won't be as good as we think that's on these schedules, but on paper, all 3 schedules are tough.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
another
What's up
team with
next?
a tough
Sandrock.
schedule. Yeah. Uh,
Well,
all
that
right.
region of theirs is just. I mean,
It's awful.
let me give you this rundown real quick.
Who is the
While they're not,
SAL right there? That
huh?
third. Who is that SAL? See that third one
I'll have to look at it closer on the
after
map.
Ider.
I'll have to zoom in on it and look
Okay.
at it.
Okay.
While their neighboring county rivals drop down to Class 1A, Sandrock remains firmly planted in this 2A class. They head into the upcoming AHSAA reclassification cycle, Dean, with an incredibly explosive offense for Alec Ashley and Bunch. Also, one of the most respected young tacticians in the rank. So, from Coach Nelson, his offense evolution, head coach Tanner Nelson, has completely reevaluated the program's culture. Nelson, a former local star quarterback from, we know, Collinsville, up there for Coach Ernie, Coach Willingham, moved over to 3A Sylvania, where he orchestrated an elite high-scoring offense up there for the guys. He instantly brought in a constructive but aggressive, quote-unquote, quarterback-centric development system to Sandrock. Now, the return of Alec Ashley, ChatGPT points him out specifically to say players to watch segment. This points us out and tells me this is what the computer says about Sandrock. It says for me to have Alec Ashley on a players to watch segment. For quarterback, Alec Ashley is the crown jewel of the Wildcats offense. Under Nelson's mentorship, Ashley blossomed into a high school, disciplined, efficient gunslinger, it says. He routinely lines up local defenses and lights them up through the night, highlighted by a historic 367-yard, 5-touchdown masterclass against Section that instantly legitimized Nelson's scheme. Now, through the meat grinder, though, what you're going to get into right now, Sandrock's region map represents the most brutal schedule obstacle for 2A. Because of public/private reshuffle, the Region 8 is localized powerhouse division. The Wildcats must navigate, Dean, a weekly gauntlet features a national small school juggernauts, 5 state runner-up contenders, Pisgah, an incredibly athletic Collinsville team, and a physical roster from North Sand Mountain that we know always is going to bring the wood also to add Section. And just to start off right there, we know
you go Spring Garden week 1.
Spring Garden. So we're going to just get baptized right off the bat. We'll just figure out who's going to come play football, I guess.
So you got Spring Garden open, and then you got Ider, which, crazy as this sounds, is the easier part of their schedule. Then SL, I don't know who that is. That's
It's
third
homecoming is it's got to be. No, let's see. It's not Section.
No, Section's on down here. I'll have to look
There's
that
Pisgah, Senior, Cedar Bluff last, North Sand Mountain. Oh, man, I don't see a homecoming. It's got, I don't, where's Section at? Because it's got.
Section's down there right before Cedar Bluff, the lines. Right there. See, it don't have this on the thing.
Okay,
it just got the logos on the thing.
Let me look on. Go ahead, and I'll look while you're doing. I'll look.
Okay.
On,
well, then after those first 3 games, then you got to go to Collinsville, who's got 8 5-year starters. They're including their quarterback. I mean, it's ridiculous. These guys have been playing forever. That's going to be a tough out. Then you got Valley Head. Then you got a big time gauntlet. You got to go to Higdon and play North Sand Mountain. You come home and play 5. And you go to Pisgah. Now, North Sand Mountain and Pisgah were pretty good last year. I'm assuming they've lost some firepower Five's five. They just reload. They don't really rebuild. They just reload. Then you finish up with Section and Cedar Bluff. I'm not going to say their schedule is just an undaunting task, but you got some tough games there. You've got 4 region games that are very tough. But like I said, I know Collinsville's going to be good. I know Fife's going to be very good. Don't know a lot about North Sand and Pisgah, but Pisgah's been pretty strong the last few years, have they not?
Okay, that is Section. That game there.
Okay, well, who's the line?
Brindley Mountain.
Oh, okay. I got
Brindley
you.
Mountain. Yep.
Okay, so that was Section up there, and that's Brindley Mountain at the end.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Brindley Mountain should not be one of their tougher games. Brindley Mountain struggled, but their last game of the season's at Cedar Bluff.
Time out.
Don't tell me that got everybody. Yeah.
Shout out Brindley Mountain. They've got the goddamn, besides Spring Garden steak sandwiches, let me tell you about Brindley Mountain cornbread and pintos. People, it's fantastic. Shout out Brindley Mountain. It's good. They got good. They got good concession stand.
So I did not know that. So and who knows? They may be good this year. But
that's what we're good for, Dean. We're always good for useless information. I mean, ain't we always good for that? I mean, we always have been. It's what, 7 years now? I mean, people know by now.
Well, your first 3 games, I'm not going to say they're not tough, but they're easier than Fife and Pisgah back to back. And you got Collinsville stuck in there. You got Spring Garden first, and you got Cedar Bluff last. So they've got a tough schedule, but it's more spread out.
And the games are at Collinsville, and then they get Valley Head at home, but then they got to go to North Sand. Then they get to welcome Fife and Coach Paul Benefield and his, 5,000 wins that he's had across his career. And 25 national championships. I mean, good Lord.
6 losses. They got beat down last year, 17-6. I mean, really? Somebody's like, "Oh, they got beat down. They got beat 17-6."
Yeah, at Pisgah, which we were at the Geraldine game. What a fantastic game that was!
Yeah, it was.
Great football game. But at Pisgah, it's always tough to play up there.
Pisgah, North Sand Mountain may be not as good this year, but traditionally here lately they've both been decent.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Section, and we know CB. We know some of what they've got coming back and a new coach, but you got to come over here. So for the 4th team, which I'm not going to say anybody's got an easy schedule, but I'll say if it's favorable. I haven't seen anybody in the county yet that schedule jumps out at them and they go, "Oh my gosh, we're 10-0."
Oh, that's it. Their money. There's no way they could lose a game this year.
No, I've not seen that yet, and I'm not going to see it this year. Hey, and all 5 of them's not going to go 10-0, but we could have a couple teams go undefeated, but it just don't look to me like it's going to be an easy task. And their region, gosh, that's tough. Well, Fife, Pisgah, North Sand Mountain, Collins.
That's hard. I mean, good luck with that. I mean, here's the thing. Their schedules, you can see, start out with Spring. That's just a good game. Okay. It's just, I've done videos at a lot of those games. I remember Cooper, shout out Coop, which is assistant coaching at JSU now. Shout out to him. By the way, he went off over there one night, and I think his hand was broke, or he was catching balls one hand. It was just one of those games. And Howard hollered at me when I was going off the field. Never forget it. Funny story. He won't mind me sharing. And it was a good game. And I talked to some of the guys, the Welch boys, or maybe Cam and one of them, and I wanted to let them go, huddle with their team. And I said, "Good game, man. That was a fantastic game. Glad I got to be here, record this for you." And they all, thanks. And they went on. I was going to let them celebrate. It was probably 2020. It was 21 maybe. Great game. And as I'm going across the field, fixing to head out the gate there at Sandrock, Coach Howard hollers out, "Hey, Cedar Bluff." So I turn around and go back over there, and he said, "How'd you like that one?" I said, "Coach, that's one of the best."
That 1-point game.
Yeah, man, golly. Yes. And their basketball games, me and you've been in their basketball games. They're good.
Good ones, yeah.
Baseball, so that rivalry is going to be great to start the season. But my point is, it kind of starts a little heavy. They catch a little lightweight, kind of maybe, but not really. I mean, and then they finish maybe easier than they finish easier than they start. But I mean, who do you want to count? Like Pisgah is the start to the end of your season. Well, good grief, man. I mean, Brandon and Cedar Bluff they're kind of in the middle of something. We're not expecting Cole to come over there and win the region by God or he's fired. Nobody's
move him out.
Get him out of here. You can't win the region. What's wrong? So it's going to be – that's pretty tough, man. There's not really I'm looking for the words to say like, well, this week they get, maybe that'll give them a little time to hit. There's no hardly a week for Coach Nelson at Sandrock to heal up. We got an easy week this week. Where?
No. Where? Yeah, where? I mean, where? I mean, and you may say, well, Brindley Mountain's not that good, but Brindley Mountain's about a 4A. They were. I don't know what they are now.
I think they're 3. I think they're still 3.
3. So no, that's the thing, and you said it best about all 4 team schedules. There's not a lot of let up. There's not a lot of downtime. There's not a lot of, oh, man, we can take it easy this week. We got this. There's just not any of that in anybody's schedule.
No, not really.
No, I mean, there's not. And there's not on the next one we're going to look at. Maybe a little bit, not much.
Hang on. Let me tell you about this. And some of this I didn't know until I went through this. And let me share this with you. And you'll be interested to hear this. Mm-hmm. I got to roll back up here, Dean, and find it. Hang on. Bear with me, people. Make sure y'all like the darn show. I mean, just hit the thumbs up. It's not hard. Dean, how hard is it to hit the thumbs up?
It's pretty tough, man. I don't know. Nobody does it. No. Just hit the button. Thumbs up.
Appreciate it. That's all we need, man. YouTube guys, Facebook Live, everybody, we appreciate all the group coming here, being our usual bucket of peanut guys over there in the gallery. Let me share this with you here. Cherokee County Warriors, 4A Region 8. The Warriors are leaving their familiar East Alabama stomping grounds, Dean, under the first-year coach Bailey Blanchard. Great historic past. His dad, shout out James, rest in peace. Love him and his mom. He's added Coach Dupree's over there with him now. Tyron is helping.
Yeah, I saw that.
He brought 2 of his guys with him from Piedmont that's been with him at Glencoe. He's going to have a good staff. They know each other. They're heading to a newly designed, however, highly competitive 8-team region dominated by programs, Dean, dropping down from higher classifications. Let me share some information with you guys.
Yeah, I saw that.
Gunnersville, Fairview, Sardis, Hayden, Brewer all just came down from 5A. All those did. Okay. Good
Jacksonville
Hope.
Too, right?
Yeah, Good Hope and them are like the only ones. So the brutal logistics competitive shift, big time. For years, the Warriors have just built rivalries against all these local teams like Anniston, Alexandria, Aniana, and Etowah. Now they're going to be forced to travel much further north, up my way up here, and west to face physically larger enrollment programs like Gunnersville and Fairview.
They're tough.
We have faith. I know we have faith that Coach Blanchard's first season will be a true trial by fire against this 5A depth roster, man. It's just, Dean, take it away.
All right. Well, you open up at Harrison County, Georgia, who went 7-4 last year.
What A are they? Are they
about 3 or 4?
4, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 3, maybe 3, which 3A is bigger over there.
Which would be
about 5 or 6.
Be like a South Side,
Fort Payne.
Gaston City, Fort Payne, yeah. Okay.
They went 7-4. I do not know what they returned. They're not traditionally great, but they did have a good year last year. Then you got line up and play Piedmont, who's got you the last couple of years, but their star player has left and went on to Jacksonville State. And y'all know we're talking about Raleigh Pinto. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, their coach over there is 34 and I mean, he might have won a state championship and been for Mars Hill. And he's gone 26-2 the last 2 years, but they have lost some firepower. And that'll be a good matchup. Then you play Gunnersville, who's traditionally very good, Matt.
Now, they got a new coach. They got a new coach, and Ben says that he thinks they may, be on a little bit of a building spree. They lost some guys, but they got a new coach, so we'll see how it goes. It's still a good area for playing football.
Yes, and Hayden, I don't know much about Hayden. I personally think Center can handle that. I'm not saying they can't handle the others, but I think they handle that one easily.
Yeah.
Crossville, I think they handle that fine because you know the situation. Crossville hasn't even had a varsity the last couple of years,
Yeah.
but they're back in it now. Then you go to Jacksonville, who's had some good teams lately.
Man, good teams.
Yeah, we saw them play a couple of years ago when they had a star quarterback, and they played Hanley down to the wire.
Yeah. Yeah. A great game.
Great game. Then you got Sardis at home. Sardis, who I heard was the best 1-9 team in the state last year, had 5 or 6 games that was maybe even been
Close.
ahead in the fourth quarter and lost.
They're
But
like Nebraska of the high school, right?
yes. But I do know they lost some of their better players.
Yeah.
Then you go to Brewer, not traditionally strong.
They're pretty
You go
close
to
to me. They're about
Fairview,
15 minutes from the house.
Brewer.
Yeah, pretty close.
And
I'll
then
be
you
there
go
at
to
that game
Fairview,
for sure.
who's traditionally very strong.
Bro, they looked good last year.
They're very good.
Fairhope, they
They're
surprising.
very
I remember talking to Coach about them last year, and after they saw film, and one of the coaches at Cherokee County, and they were like, "Wow, because you don't look until it's playoff time. You're not studying preseason. But we didn't know. I mean, nobody. And then you get in there and play them like, golly, man. Well, here's what's happened. I'll let you finish.
No, you're fine.
Whether people like it or not, and you can say I'm a homer, Matt, you're just saying that because you're from, that's fine. You can say whatever you want. But I'm going to tell you, Cherokee County over the past 4 or 5 years has raised the bar for 4A North football to where you better pack your lunch, that the 4A North, it's going to be a little bit harder than it used to be because of what they've done and what Coach Kelly brought and everything that he had there from the weight room to on the field. I was around it during the summer and on the field at practices during the week. And I knew most all the kids because I'd just been around them all their life and know their parents. He changed, 4A is a little harder. Everybody like, okay, so to win 4A North, we're going to have to really, and this is what you're going to get. So you get teams. My point is I'm giving a splash shout out to like these Fairhope teams and Good Hope or whatever. They've decided to, okay, we accept the challenge. We're going to get better too. So shout out to those guys.
I think Cherokee County will be good. We know they've got Keyshawn Thomas back. They lost Woods, right? Woods is gone. Keyshawn Woods, but they've got Tatum Perry.
No. He'll be a senior this year.
Woods is. I know Thomas is back. Keyshawn Thomas is back. Stroop's back too, right?
Yeah,
Quarterback's back.
Yeah. We like Stroop, man. We love them boys. They got some wheels on them. Yeah, Griffin. Him and Tatum. We'll see how that quarterback battle works out.
Yeah, but you got Fairview, Gunnersville. Those are tough games, man. Haralson County could be a tough game. Piedmont's not going to be easy, and Jacksonville. So you got 5 tough ones.
These Gunnersville, Fairview, and Hayden and Brewer, and I know that Brewer and Hayden are not, and Sardis are not juggernaut 5A like they've been knocking on the door.
No, they're not. They're not like Fairview and Gunnersville.
Like they're knocking on the door of 5A North championships. But
right,
however you want to cut it, Cherokee County is. Now, tell me if I'm wrong because you coached there. You got a state ring from that school. Have they ever been a big 4A? They've always been kind of middle or small 4A.
I don't know about Cherokee County ever nearly being 5A.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So these teams are coming down from 5A.
Well, when they lost the state championship in 05, it was in 3A. Was it 05? Yeah. Yeah, when Zach Morgan and Brad Weaver and them. No, I was there in 09. I'm talking about when they lost it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Pike County, when Weaver and Zach Morgan and them played.
Oh, yeah.
Damian Chambers, they were 3A.
Man,
they straight up smoked 3A, man. I mean, I'm going to say it almost wasn't fair. I mean, I don't think they give up more than 10 points. I mean, they gave up 10 in the state championship game. And Pike County had, and I don't know how I'm getting in a rabbit hole here, but Center's definitely not a 3A team.
How is this going to? How is it going to? Work out? For them, running down that, playing a lot of these old 5A teams. I don't know.
Well, that's this thing. Gunnersville and Fairview have been good in 5A.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's gonna be a tough test. Tough test at Fairview. Fairview's good every year. Gunnersville's good every year. They're not ever bad. Sardis up and down, Jacksonville up and down, Good Hope. Piedmont's always good. Haralson County up and down. But one thing for sure, Fairview and Gunnersville are going to be good. And Center's going to be good, or I call them Centers, Cherokee County. When's the last time they had a bad team? It's been a while.
Yeah,
And,
since Bowling, or shout out, Coach, we love you.
yeah, but I don't know that they just had a run of I'm not saying they didn't have talented players. Then their schedule was awful.
Well, they had good players. Yeah, we know all those guys.
But
had
they
good
played
players.
Alexandria, Heflin. I mean, those teams were loaded back then.
Tough
North
schedule,
Jackson.
and a lot of new, not Jeff, but a lot of new faces. Coach Smith and Coach Johnson. They're kind of new to coach. I mean, his staff, Coach Bowling, who he had there, they went on to be great. But it's kind of they were kind of in that limbo right there. Coach Smith was still kind of young and getting out. So yeah.
Well, I think Kelly's worst team was 5-5. That was his worst team at Center. So Center's been strong for quite a while, and I expect them to be strong again. But to me, with the addition of Gunnersville and Fairview, they've got a tougher schedule than they've been having.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. I don't think anybody in the county's got it easy, Matt. Nobody.
Who's got it better than we do? Nobody. That's what Harbaugh said at Michigan.
I mean, if you're Cedar Bluff, you're not going to trade for Spring Garden schedule. Same with Spring Garden. Nobody's going to trade nobody for their schedule here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, who wants to trade swap schedules?
Nobody. I mean, Center may want to,
Yeah.
But you can't do that. But
Scottsboro was supposed to be 5A, but AHSAA made a mistake, which moves them being says down to 4A. Okay. 26 champs outlook, Dean. Hey, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button while you're over here hanging out. Segment there brought to you by the one and only, the famous Diamond Dean. Appreciate your insight on all that.
Yeah. I just think it'll be interesting here. I'll put it like that. Interesting.
He's going to keep up with it, and when he comes on Sunday nights, he'll give a rundown on what's happening there, and I'll give a rundown up here, maybe at Hartsville or Brewer or Westmore.
I know all the coaches. So.
Yeah, I'll get some stuff up here from some of these teams of Hartsville or Decatur to West Morgan. I'll keep on some of them up here. So, Dean, the Super 7 is over. This segment here, we're going to talk about maybe the outlook for this coming year champs who won it last year. Do they have a chance to repeat? Now that's going to be the Super 6. No more Super 7. It's officially over at Alabama State High School. AHSAA finalized a massive change. Because of the state's adding new classification division, there will be 8 state title games starting this upcoming season. The event is moving to Mobile this December, and we're
we're not going.
No. And now if somebody wants to sponsor it, we can.
Yeah.
So Mobile will be playing for the new format. Now, here's a rundown of the remaining 25 champs for the old Super 7 that protect the state, along with their outlooks on whether they can repeat as champions. So 7A, Thompson Warriors repeat outlook says extremely high. Coach Freeman has built a juggernaut, winning 6 of the last 7 titles. Thompson brings back elite battle-tested talent, including superstars like Trent Seaborn, which he's enrolled in Alabama. That remain to be undisputed.
He's got another year?
I think this is his last year. So they're probably highly prospective. 6A, Dean. Clay Chalville.
I would think they could always repeat.
They beat Saraland 38-21. That was a great game. It was a good game.
Yeah.
Look for them to be absolutely pinnacle for 6A football. They'll also be reloaded with explosive division prospects. That 6A is famously the meat grinder and will likely have to fend off heavily motivated Saraland again to keep their crown. Now in 5A, we know Moody won, but we know Coach Gaines went to Pell City. There's a bunch of crap going on down there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of crap going on. Moody got handed down stuff. Then he goes to Pell City. Now they're handing Pell City crap. I don't like it. I don't know. I just don't. I'm going to give you a 10-second bit because I already got fired up and pissed one time about this. it's not right that we're going to either everybody's got to be punished or you can't just, pick and choose schools. And not to say, I'm not saying, listen, if somebody's done something wrong, they have to have there's consequences for bad actions. I'm agreeance with the rules of what they set down. But when we know, and there's stuff that I know, if I know it, how does the officials HSA not know about guys that are living in beach houses and local gyms are paying for their houses? How are these schools? Why do they not get in trouble?
Why are they not getting anything? Like Ronnie Royals.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying that there's things that go on everywhere. But when you're playing whack-a-mole and you seem to miss a bunch of them and just whack one, I'm a kid guy.
I agree with you. Get them off, what you're saying.
Well, yeah, but there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way to police this. And I know they're struggling to find a way to police it because we see what's going on in college football. Saban just spent 5 hours in Congress last week up there talking to them about trying to have some rules so states can stop having judges just say, well, F the NCAA, I'm the judge here in the state, and I said that Chambliss can play at Ole Miss at quarterback.
Is Chambliss playing at Ole Miss?
Yeah, he'll be back.
See, a judge should be able to decide that. Why is the judge deciding that?
Well, that's what Saban's saying. He's saying we got to have some rules that overall Alabama judge couldn't say Adebayo. They said him. They told him he couldn't play basketball. Now, if the judge would have said yes, they could have played him, but they didn't. So, anyway, I don't want to get down that rabbit hole.
Shouldn't come down to a judge.
I don't like kids getting punished that don't even have nothing to do with them.
Right.
These kids have moved on, but anyway. So Coach Gaines now, the program took a major hit offensive, and their turbulence from hand down the sanctions. We talked about that. So probably not a great chance for them. For Aggies, we know their stud guy, Crowell, he's at Bama. So we'll see how – I think their chances will be probably – this is maybe not quite as good, but, man,
I don't think
they're not going away.
I don't think they're as good.
They're going to
No, I think they'll still be good, but I think it'd be tough with all those 5As dropping to 4A, and losing Crowell, and what's the quarterback, Duckworth?
Yeah, right. So losing those key pieces will make a difference. It will, but they could probably still have a great shot to be a runner-up, probably for sure in the South. Win the state, I don't know, but they're going to make a heck of a run through the South. I would assume that. Now 3A. Mars Hill.
It's pretty good if they repeat. But
Coach Higgins has just built an incredible consistency at Mars Hill Bible. They've entered the state finals undefeated last year to play highly disciplined, physical style of football that translate perfectly to the deep playoff runs every single season, so they'll be highly touted as that. Now 2A, Coach Marco Bryant took back over and named Alaric the new head coach. I did talk to Alaric and congratulated him. Love Alaric. What a great young man. Alaric is a good young man to be around young men,
Very likable person.
Oh, golly. His smile, his attitude, his outlook on life.
I don't know how anybody couldn't like him.
How you not like Alaric? Will they have a chance to repeat? Probably not. Coach Probst is now
Johnson left.
Took another job, and they lost their quarterback and tailback to –
Well, Kylan Johnson went to Plainview.
They're at Plainview, right,
yeah. Both of them?
Yeah. So the chance of them repeating, probably not real high. But I think with his coaching style and the respect that the kids have for him –
they do.
And the support that he has from the community and the parents, I think Alaric will be fine. And I think they'll win a lot of their games. And I think they'll be in the playoffs. Now, Maplesville – in case people don't know,
they'll probably win it again.
the McCray kid, shout out Dex Preps over there, Dexter Talbert. Me and him talked about him the other day. He's at Maplesville. Linebacker, he's compared him in his overall judgment as a recruiting person that helps kids get recruited. Find him on Dex Preps over at Twitter. He's kind of like a Julius Peppers. Are you kidding me? Julius Peppers, Dean. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You got a kid playing 1A football that's kind of comparable to Julius Peppers. Holy smackaroonies.
Yeah.
Julius Peppers.
All pro.
And he's going to be playing at 1A high school in Alabama.
I think Maplesville can definitely repeat. They handled Wadley pretty easily. And we know how good Wadley ended up getting beat. Well, whoever they ended up beating Wadley, did they not?
Yeah, and Wilkes is at Auburn, so
Yeah.
he's over there. Now here's let's see here.
I think that private league's going to be tough.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Do you
I
like
don't know a
how
lot
they
about
laid
it,
that
but I think
out?
it's going to be tough.
Do you like how they laid it out?
Yes, I do. They
I
made
do
it
too.
tough for both sides.
I think
Tough.
Coach Smith summed it up very well because they were live. He was with Coach Short and John Holder. Shout out to Alabama High School Football Show. They'll be on starting when the season kicks up, and look for them. Find them on YouTube. We love John and Coach Short. Steve said it very. I gotta quit calling him Steve. Coach Smith at Westbrook.
How you call him Stevie? Okay.
Well, I know he don't care, but he's a professional and he needs to be given the right name because he is a Hall of Famer. There's going to be some first year kind of like, but overall, it's going to be a good thing and things to work in the right way because Coach Smith he's like us. We're kids first. Like whatever's going to help them best to be represented for what they do. So I'm excited to see how this goes out. I am. So the state of Alabama did, Dean, in fact, pass this legal battle. Alabama passed the Choice Act, which provides families up to $7,000 in taxpayer funds to transfer to private schools. However, AHSAA has a strict, long-standing rule stating that any student transferring to a private school while receiving financial aid is automatically ineligible to play sports for 1 calendar year. Now, currently, the state government sued the AHSAA over this rule. Okay, a countersuit to restraining the order is active, meaning the Choice Act transfer students are currently allowed to play immediately, provided they meet the enrollment requirements. So this has led to a noticeable uptick in players moving from local schools to private school programs without having to set out. So that's that. That's kind of what's been kicking around in there.
Well, I think though. Yeah, I got to be honest. I do like what they did with the privates. I think they made both leagues competitive. I mean, it's not a gimme for anybody. I liked it.
Let me share what the sports computer. This is what the computer spits out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It says that it gives Sandrock and Sandrock Spring Garden as an example here of stability for small school programs, that teams like this, they really rely on small town programs like these two schools on homegrown retention instead of losing players, schools like Cedar Bluff and Galesville, Sandrock, and so forth. And it says that Sandrock's retention of Alec Ashley under Coach Tanner Netzel stands out as a massive victory in an era where quarterback poaching is common. So they're kind of giving it's pretty cool. They're giving a big shout out to Alec for staying at Sandrock, which
his daddy. That wasn't ever even an option.
They ain't a chance in hell Alec Ashley's going to line up.
He had to move out of Aaron Ashley's house.
He's going to be the quarterback starting next year at, Thompson. Well, we know that would never happen.
Wouldn't you think he'd have to move out of Aaron Ashley's house?
Yeah, for sure.
Let me tell you something now. His daddy's about as honorable a guy as you're going to find.
Absolutely.
And, his kid ain't going to. And I'm not knocking the people that do that, but Alec Ashley ain't going to go play wherever he wants to. Or they're not going to shop him around. He's going to play at center.
No. Yeah, and he loves being there too. So I thought that was interesting. The computer put Alec's name out there to say, kind of shout out to him for being kind of stat leader and what he did last year and what me and you just talked about, possibility of leading the county in passing for Alec to stay home at Sandrock. So that's cool. So shout out to all the guys, all the schools. Good luck through your summer stuff. And Dean, I'm sure he'll be around somewhere and come by and stick his head in it at practice. Go see Coach Crane or go see Bailey or something one day or
Alabama. I'll try to kind of get together who people are returning. We know the main ones, but that ain't always all you're returning. You got your
there's Aaron right there. We didn't even see Aaron on there. We was just his head's so big. Right, I didn't even see him on the comments. His head's so big right now. I bet Alex will have to roll it out of the house.
Aaron Ashley's boy ain't going to Cedar Bluff.
That's what we heard. He's going to Thompson next year, Aaron. Is that true? I don't know.
Aaron's got a good he up there with Alaric, you're just a good personality. Soft spoken, don't anger easily. I played basketball with Aaron at Gadsden State, intramural.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And he don't know if he remembers this, but you know how basketball can get pretty chippy. Well, Aaron was pretty tough, and he put a move on a guy and kind of charged him. Well, the guy got up and pushed him. Aaron didn't even get mad.
Yeah.
He just he knows how to keep his cool.
That's usually best.
Yeah, it is.
That's not like me. But
no, not me either.
I kind of lose my crap sometimes. Probably when I shouldn't.
Most people do, but some don't, and Aaron's one that don't.
Yeah.
I don't know about Alaric, but Alaric's a nice guy. I don't know.
No, Alaric and Alec and Ace, the difference of their personalities, they won't mind me talking about them. They both know I love them very much. Ace is real, okay, I threw a pick, go to the next play. What's the next play? Let's move on. If Alec throws a pick, he's pissed. He is mad. He's like, he wants to – he really – not that Ace didn't care, but their personality is different. And he wants to Alec really – he's on fire. Ace will move on quick. Okay, I threw a pick. All right, next play. Yeah. Alec will move on too, but boy, he's pissed for that, few seconds.
He don't throw many interceptions. I don't know if Ace did. I don't think he did, but Alec don't throw many interceptions.
Right. Who you talking about, Brandon? I guess you're talking about Aniana. Yeah. Thanks, talking about. There's stuff we just went through the county stuff and kind of broke some of that stuff down. Then we give a guesstimate, maybe who won it last year, who may have a chance to run it back. But yes, we got a list of reclassifications teams that golly, there's so many. We could do a whole show, and we will. We'll definitely get to that too. We'll break down teams that's moved around, and will it be harder, for some teams, or like he's talking about here, Brandon. I'm pretty sure. He's talking about. I'm sure he's talking about Aniana and them moving down to 3A, which
I'd say it'd be easier for them.
Yeah,
They're pretty strong.
But in Plainview too, yes. And didn't Piedmont go?
Plainview moved down to 3A.
Yeah, I remember.
Stayed, didn't it? Piedmont just stayed 3A, I think.
Let's hang on a second. Let's see here.
So many did. I can't keep track of who did and who didn't.
Let's see.
And then some didn't.
Let's see here. Hang on. Piedmont High School is one of the most successful historical, blah, blah, blah. State championships, 5 regional, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yes. All right. Piedmont Bulldogs, Dean. August 21st, they're going to have Anniston.
That's fun.
Well, now Coach Rico at Anniston, he's gone too. He took another job, so they're going to be getting a new coach. Then they're going to be, of course, their opening is at Cherokee County. They're going to play it home against Ohatchee. Piedmont will be at West End. Then they'll welcome Gaston, Veniment, and Welborn. That sounds like a great schedule. Yeah, that sounds like a great schedule. Let's see what games are. Let's see.
If it's Gaston and all them, then that means they're 2A, right?
That's what it sounds like. It seems like they are. See, it's been so long since all that happened. They're Class 2A, Region 7. Oh my Lord, they should do fine.
Yeah, I would think so.
The matchups and.
Well, I mean, he's 34-6 there. 7
region games will be Ohatchee, West End, Gaston, Pleasant Valley, Sachs, Vincent, and Walker Welborn. Okay. See.
Not going to have much trouble. 8-2, 7-3. At worst. At worst.
Wow. Dang. September. Ohatchee, home field. Let's see. What are we thinking about? Okay. Pleasant Valley. I'm curious about this. Coming off a late September non-region game, the Bulldogs of Gaston's head right down the road to take on the Raiders of Pleasant Valley. They bring a tough atmosphere to the home stadium. Man, Sachs, which is Dean. Shout out Piedmont. Yeah, they're 2A. I thought they was.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right. Like
Yeah,
I said, 8-2, 7-3 at worst. Probably win a couple of rounds at least. 9-4, 10-3 down here. I'm talking about at worst.
I know.
That's just me.
Yeah.
That's at worst.
Well, guys, we got an hour in. We went through a lot of crap in an hour. I think we got really good at this now. We covered a lot of stuff in 1 hour, didn't we? Usually we're on like 2 hours.
Yeah, we did, but it wasn't too hard.
Okay, let's see here. All right, what else you got, Dean?
That's it tonight, bub.
Okay.
And, I want to say Coach Howard, Jason Howard, Cloud is going over to Coosa to coach.
Yep, shout out to them.
I think they'll
Coach
do good
Cloud,
over there, which I'm pretty sure Coach Howard would take any of these county schedules right now over what he's got at Coosa. But
what are they going? What's their scheduling going?
I mean, they got Pepperell, Chattooga. I don't know. They got a tough one, but I think he's a man for the job. I think he'll do fine and get everybody out there. And he works hard. We know that.
Oh yeah,
and cares deeply, and that's usually a good sign. I mean, I know you're like, well, all coaches care. No, all of them don't care as much as some of them do.
August 21st.
Definitely one of them that cares. Huh?
Coach Howard and Coach Cloudus, non-region game.
Gunner Bailey's up there.
Yes, that's right. Shout out Gunner. He is. Yeah. They're playing Murray County.
I don't know how Murray will be.
At Gordon Central. They'll be home for Chattooga on September the 11th. Matchup outlook, Coosa returns home to face their bitter rival. Last season, the Eagles edged out Chattooga in a thrilling 23-21 nail-biter.
Yeah.
Meaning Chattooga will travel to Rome looking for immediate revenge. On the 25th, they'll be at Heard County.
They'll be tough.
Outlook says following a mid-September open week, the Eagles face a lengthy road trip to Franklin, Georgia. Heard County routinely fields highly physical roster.
Yeah, and athletic.
Major hurdle for Coosa. They'll be at home to play Moochie October the 2nd.
Yeah.
They'll be their Rome debut, their debut at home. Then they'll go to Darlington, Dean, a crosstown rival. Hostile environment clearly is vital for a late season playoff. Then they'll be home for Pepperell. Factor in cementing its final at GHSA playoff seeds. So they kind of run down for Coach Howard and bunch.
You mostly, your Pepperell, Heard. I don't know how Chattooga's going to be. They got a lot coming back, but they're young. Chattooga's still a little young, but Heard, Pepperell, Darlington, tough. But we hope he does well there, and I think he will.
Shout out to all them over there. So good luck to y'all, and God bless you. And ladies and gentlemen, looks like Alabama will be heading for the first time in 27 years. They'll be playing headed to Omaha for the College World Series. They did take down St. John. Good
deal.
So we'll keep eye on that. Maybe Tuesday night I may come back on and just give some scores for Alabama. We may go through that. Or if anything happens tomorrow, which probably not. Recruiting-wise, we've been through some of that. Bama did land a big tight end from up north. They got him away from Syracuse. 6'5", like 280. He's a blocking tight end, Dean. Big name for them to get. Auburn got in a 3-star running back. Somebody keep adding depth, and Auburn fans don't be upset because y'all lost 40 people in the portal. You gotta add people. Y'all lost 40 players. And Gullish is doing a good job right now. Shout out to Summerall at Florida. He's smoking it, man.
I know.
They're top 10. They're like top 10 right now. They're really smoking it. A&M is they're supposed to have Dean said to have a $60 million roster, Texas A&M.
They were good last year. But I'm telling you, our boy, who we really like, he throws interceptions, man. He throws interceptions, Reed.
Man, he'll win you some games, but he
Yeah.
can lose you some games too. But no, what
He
about
can.
some kid that we saw late at Arkansas? I am so excited to see him play. Remember how good he was?
Yes.
We
talking
saw
about
him
the
late
quarterback?
here. Yeah, at Arkansas.
Yeah.
I'm pumped to
Yeah.
see Coach Levy and Bunch out there to see how that goes. Coach Elko at A&M, shout out to them. And Tennessee, Coach Heupel. And don't forget about Kirby. Him and Lane are the old men on the blocks now. They're going to kind of be holding it down. And Dean, what about you Wildcats? They got a new coach at Kentucky.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how they'll be. I think it's going to be a work in progress, but they were tired of Stoops, who I actually think did pretty good there. But they were ready to move on, so that's fine. But they need to be patient.
Yeah.
They are
Oh,
playing
yeah.
in the SEC. Kentucky would be a lot better off in the ACC, but they're not, and they're not going to be. So I just think
No.
they're just not a good fit for SEC football. Basketball, yes, not football. They never have been. They don't have the type of players up there that they've got down here. In the surrounding states, Ohio State's going to get everybody. You got Missouri to the left and the Carolinas to the right. I don't know. It's just not a good. I don't know. It's just not a good spot for football.
I'm sorry, 5-year deal for him, $28.5 million. Will Stein, which we know him, he run the offense, Dean, at Oregon, so he comes from a good background. He also now has the local roots from a Kentucky native at quarterback there. So I'm curious about Kentucky. They're one of the teams I kind of like to look at. Kenny Mincy, which was he transferred from Notre Dame, who flipped his commitment from Nebraska to play with Stein to come out there and play. Backup competitors, the Long kid, and then the freshman, the Ponitsky kid, highly rated deal threat recruit, baseball star. So Mincy narrowly missed winning the Notre Dame starting job last year, so he's going to have his shot this year at Kentucky. I'm curious to see how that goes. What do you think about Georgia in the early picks? They're Kirby's Kirby.
They're going to be good, I'm sure.
Gunner, they going to go out there and sling it?
I don't know. They got some pretty good backs. They got Frazier. So who's their quarterback going to be?
I guess it's Gunner.
Is it Gunner again? Yeah. Well, he runs the ball a lot too. They didn't sling it much last year. I don't know. Georgia's always going to be good, just like Alabama. Even their bad years are going to be decent. But I will say neither one of them seemed as good as usual last year. They just didn't. I'm sorry they did.
He had 2,800 yards and 24 touchdowns. Stockton did last year.
I'm ready to get into that here in about 5 or 6 weeks. The college
all
season,
quarterbacks
coming
on the
back.
ground.
Yeah,
nearly 500 rushing with 10 on the ground.
He can run the ball now.
They got that young kid from the Beaver kid from Oregon. He transferred in. He's supposed to be some help. Then Ryan Montgomery. Now that Burge was talking about this Ryan Poolsgally, considered to be the front runner for the QB2 spot, redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be really good too, talking about Georgia. So that's kind of that. Alabama did get a kicker today from Texas. It's hard to evaluate kickers. How do you break down a kicker? Well, he's a 3-star, he's a 1, he's a 5-star.
They're either going to be good or they're not.
Here's what I heard Jimmy Stein. Jimmy Stein that does Bama football online, like Bama, the older guy, gray-headed. Him and Luke Robinson from AHSAA Radio do Locked on Bama. I watch them a lot. Jimmy had a pretty good say, and he said about kickers in general, there's just kickers that want to kick the football to win the game, that they want it. They anticipate, hey, I hope the game does come down to me kicking and winning. I want that. Or there's guys that are not into that kind of stuff.
I can't imagine wanting that. I mean,
you got to be him.
Yeah, I mean, I would just the alternative's too bad. You know what I'm saying? If you miss,
death threat.
it's death threats, and you caused them. just having that even as a alternative would be nerve wracking, I would think.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're confident, you're like, well, if you do miss this, you know what you're going to go through for the next week, and you better hope it's not the end of the year, you know.
I've already got Bama picked to lose the Iron Bowl. Auburn can't keep losing the Iron Bowl. It's just not good for the state. It's just not. There's no way that it's good for state politics for Bama.
Where's it at this year?
It's at Bama.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you an early outlook, Dean. I know you'll start reading more into this over the next couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Alabama's defense will be top 2 or 3 in the nation coming out.
Oh, yeah, it'll be good.
They are loaded. Now, offense, you're going to have a new offensive line. You're going to have a new quarterback.
New back.
You'll have some different guys. They've been there, but different guys running the ball. So, and a lot of the receivers, Ryan's still there. He's expected to have a breakout year.
Yeah.
But
like he did year before last.
I'm just saying, if you're going to beat Bama, it's going to take a heck of an offense. I don't know if they're going to give up a lot of points this year.
No. I'm about ready for them to be good on defense. Which offense is just complicated now. Hard to defend, but still.
Yeah, Womack's, I think he did a good job last year.
Oh, yeah.
They improved last year from the year before.
Well, the offense struggled, you know that.
Yeah, offensive line they couldn't get a ground game going, which you can't set up a pass play if you ain't got a run game. We know how that works.
No, their run game was at 100 yards a game. I mean, 105.
Right. And here's what we know. And, you don't throw the ball to set up the run.
No.
I think that's a misnomer. You're supposed to be able to run the ball to set up the pass, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then they fly up and you throw it over their head. Yeah.
Right.
You don't pass and then hope they sit there in the zone and you run it up under them.
Yeah. I think Bama tried to do that last year. And I tell you what, though, if Grubb can't, everybody gets a pass from me for the first 2 or 3 years. Man, it takes time,
2.
But if he can't get it right, can't get right. Oh, can't get right. All right, Dean, let's hit the get out of town button. We appreciate you guys coming by. Locker Room Sports, Dean, love you, brother, and I'll holler at you.
I'll talk to you this week, okay?
Okay. All right.
See you soon. Bye.
Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap it up here for Locker Room Sports. We're glad y'all come by and hang out with me and the Diamond Dean for a nice little hour session. I broke down a lot of high school football, man. If you missed it, go back in time. You can rewind this. I'll have it loaded on YouTube here probably by it'll probably be up at 8. If you want to catch it over there. We covered a lot of stuff, man. We hit a lot of topics. And congrats again, Bama baseball. Moving on. And so we'll catch you guys next time here on Locker Room Sports Talk. Probably maybe Tuesday, if not Tuesday. Next Sunday, probably something. We'll have some stuff going on. So like the page, comment over there. Good to see everybody, Ben and Coach Short and Mr. Taylor. Good to see you on here. Aaron, great to see you. Hope y'all all doing great. Appreciate everybody for coming by. And y'all have a Terry, Tim Keener, good to see you too, man. All right, y'all have a great evening. Love you and appreciate it. And don't forget, you got to just hit the darn button right there before you head out the door. Just hit the like button on the way out. Appreciate you guys. All right, way out.